Hello everybody and welcome to my very first video on the Nightsisters. Here we're just going to look at the basic mods that I use. First of all we have here a Sarge. Now what I've basically done with her is I have stacked nothing but offense. So you see here we have plus 85 offense and plus 32. That one's not that good, but it does give you that initial bit of crit chance as well. So this mod, now it doesn't necessarily have to be speed, but because I've got the two extra secondaries that are offense, I just went with that one anyway, and plus 173 offense is pretty damn good. Okay, we got here another plus 188 offense. Now, you don't particularly need to have the health mods or the crit damage mods, but what I've really gone for here is as much base offense as I could, with as much crit damage as I could. Now with the Sarge, it doesn't particularly matter how much speed she has in this tactic anyway, and it doesn't particularly matter how much crit chance she has. As every time you kill an enemy, you get 10% crit chance with her, and after a topple or two with Treya, you're at 100% crit chance. Moving on to Mother Townsend. Now Mother Townsend doesn't need to have potency, but because stacking extra plagues kind of really sort of contributes to that extra damage in the raid, I kind of try and get as much potency as I can to try and land as many plagues as I can. Now on top of that, we've gone for extra crit chance. So crit chance is a primary here. And we haven't really sort of looked for any speed, so we've gone with a lot of base offense like a Sarge, but we're going for crit chance as well. These are also mods that I've made up as well. Like, I haven't actually followed any particular meta here or anything along them. I've just sort of swapped them out and seen as they work and as they don't. Now with Zombie, I have gone for a little bit of speed and a lot of health there. I used to think that you needed to have a lot of speed with Zombie to get him to restack his stacks, but what I worked out was you just need him to not die all the time. So giving him that extra bit of health so he can survive a few hits here and there and actually not die, restacks his stacks back up for you. Moving on to wrong press of the button there. We've done Mother Townsend. Moving on to Nightsister Initiate. Now with Nightsister Initiate, I haven't geared her up much, and I haven't given her much health, and I haven't given her much protection. We want her to die, but what we want her to do also is to land a crit every time. So we have as many crit chance mods as we can, and that looks a bit poor and sad there being a 3-star. So let's have a look through what we have here. Try and replace something. Well, I'd rather the plus 8.75 crit chance, to tell you the truth, so we'll just leave that until we find something else. And the last person we need to look at is Old Ducker. Now Old Ducker is simple: health, health and health. You just keep going, stacking the health as many times and in many places as you can. Down here's a health buff, down here's another health buff, and you can also get health there. Yes, and health here. So there's 4 places you can add extra percentage of healths with her, so you just try and get them. And I've also looked for secondaries that have health buffs as well. I probably should get around to slicing these mods, but as you see, my mods are not god tier mods. Maybe your Sarges, but everybody else, they're just basics. You don't particularly need to be the best in the world at this game. You just kind of need to know what you're doing to get the scores that everyone else is. Alright, so now let's just move on straight into this raid and see how we go. Is it even in the phase 3 yet? Yes, it is. It is. Okay, excellent. So we can start. Now, first things first, make sure you got everybody that's in the right team. Sometimes you, as you see, get the wrong ones come up. or other times you might be in phase 4 or something last time you played, and it'll come up with your wrong Nightsister team. So always double check what you're doing, and away we go. One of the longest loading screens I've ever had. It's also a little bit sort of patchy. Maybe I've got some porn running in the background or something. Alright, so first things first, let's put it straight onto aeroplane mode when it wants to play along. Alright, now the only reason I'm putting it in aeroplane mode is because I like to live dangerously. When I go for the Death Storm, I basically just go all out and just keep attacking the crap out of her until I either luckily end up in a perfect Death Storm or she kills me, and I'll just start again. There's not really much point in just any other way, I don't think. Just keep going like this until you're either in Death Storm or you're not. The only thing you got to do whilst trying to get yourself into Death Storm is keep an eye on the isolate. So we still have two cooldown on it, so that's going well for us. What doesn't hurt to do here is get a counter on off of these things, the sabers. And we still have one more person to die from zombies unique before they'll start dying for real. And hopefully it's initiate. That annoys me. Zombie's good, but he's also annoying in this sometimes because... Alright, this may not actually be the perfect run, but we'll just keep going just to see what happens here. Alright, we've got an isolate coming up, but zombies should taunt that. Alright, zombies should taunt. And there we go. Perfect Death Storm at 10. Now, let us clear the stacks. So we'll stand alone straight away with Sarge. Now, because we only have zombie and old ducker alive, the stack she's getting is both health. So she's not actually getting any extra damage, so trying to get extra hits in is not really going to do anything. So straight away, straight into the topple. Now, we are in a perfect mode for a Death Storm. So we're just going to keep going with a lot of basic attacks here. And we're not actually going to heal old ducker until the very last second. Because if you heal her now, all you're going to do is let Treya gain her turn meter, and a Sarge is not really going to get many hits in. And the thing about getting many hits in right now is we're stacking Plagues, and we're also stacking a Sarge. Now, every time a Sarge is hitting, there's, is it 72,000? 76,000? Alright, now watch the turn meter of Treya slowly going up. Let me just explain a couple of things that we do here. Now every time a Sarge attacks, you use Mother Towson's unique to revive is it a unique or a leader ability? Either one, to revive a fallen Nightsister to do an auto attack with her. If you manage to get a kill, that will also revive the fallen Nightsister. But we don't want them to revive, we want them to die, because every time somebody dies, Asajj uses her unique and gains turn meter. So does old Ducker. So now we just want to keep going with the same routine with attack, attack, attack. Now we're actually up to 10 plagues already in the very first topple. And if you have a look at the turn meter on Treya, she's almost full. I have one more turn with Asajj, and then I'll have one more turn with old Ducker. Sorry, 2 more turns with Asajj. I forgot about Zombie. Zombie's going to give us an extra turn each, I think. But just to make sure and we don't blow it out of proportion, what we're just going to do here is heal with Asajj. Actually, I'm 100% sure we're going to get one more turn. Okay, so we'll go one more attack, and now Asajj has to heal. If you don't heal here, old Ducker's going to die off straight away, and well, that's no bloody good at all. So, heal, now she comes back up. Notice she's got 0 stacks because we cleared them already, so that's great for keeping old Ducker at nice high health. Lower health she gets, the more heals we'll have to do, and the less basic attacks we're going to get in during the topple. So now with old Ducker, you definitely don't want to do a heal here, because that's going to revive your fallen Nightsisters and that'll ruin your Death Storm. You really just want to basic attack Treya, and it revives Mother Townsend to do attack as well. So now we can use Asajj's third move there, I forgot what it's called, to topple her straight away again, but if you have a look at Treya's turn meter, there's still got plenty before she'll take another turn. Right, so we'll do one basic attack with her, one basic attack with Mother Townsend, back to Asajj, and we'll topple again. Bang, back into the topple, back into Death Storm. Now, what are we doing on our basic attacks on Asajj? 117,000. Now, probably could do, if I get a chance, I might do it again, but I'll probably do a heal with Zombie there. But Zombie's so weak in comparison to these two now that his heals are not even going to actually affect them. So I'm not even going to bother doing it. I'm going to wait for a heal with Asajj when she needs it next. See, every time somebody dies, old Ducker's stacking 10% more health, and every time she does that, it makes it, see, I'll do it now just to show you, it makes the heal from Zombie not even affect her. So you see that? It went up like a point something of a line, if you notice that, and it's not really worth it to try and heal old Ducker, but you can heal Zombie himself with it. So it's not too bad, but I would probably just wait for Asajj's heal just to heal everybody at once, because she's also stacking extra health, and now her heal is unbelievably strong. So we're just going to keep going again with our basic attacks, and if you have a look at our plagues, we're up to 18. And I would hate to see what health, I would love to actually see the health that old Ducker has stacked up by now. Because if you have a look, Asajj is now critting. No, we can't see that one. What do we get here? Missed that. One more turn with... Oh, actually, it doesn't matter, because they don't need to be healed. So, there we go. It was 158. Seen that one? Don't forget, every time Mother Townsend hits, she also damages the 23 plagues as well. So the more stacks of plagues you have every time Mother Townsend hits, it does extra damage as well. Now the only thing is, you're not going to see that at the end, because plague kind of works like expose and other types of damage that doesn't tally onto everything else, like damage over times or burn or something like that. Anyway, I'll keep going. Now, we can do a basic attack with Asajj here, but because we had the foresight on one of the sabers, we're just going to do this and make things a little bit safer for us, really, because now we only have one saber there to threaten us. Now I'm going to try and get an extra turn in here. Don't be too greedy, because sometimes that will miss, and you'll basically have to have an extra turn taken off you. Okay, so we are kicking ass still. I really hope this is recording still. This is my very first video, everyone, by the way, so don't be too judgmental. Anybody that picks on it will be kicked from the alliance straight away. No, I'm just joking. We'll give you 5 minutes before we kick you. Now, all of this is a really good setup, but the thing is, once we get into Enrage, that's when things become difficult. So we're really just chewing our way down to Enrage now and making sure we keep as many stacks on zombie as we can, and keeping old Ducko at least at half health, so it's she's not at risk of dying. Zombies really, if Isolate's coming up, you want to have zombie at full health. But if Isolate's there, it's at 3 countdown. Doesn't really matter if zombie dies in the revive here. It's only when Isolate's around that you really want to be extremely vigilant. So you just keep going with your basic attacks non-stop. Sorry about the pausing here on the gameplay. It's a bit hard to try and talk as well as play. I now kind of feel for all the other streamers that I've been watching. So if you see, we're back up at 20 stacks of plague again. Now that's pretty damn good. I normally don't get this high on plague, so I'm hoping this is my all-time best score. And my score sort of outshines my ability to stream. Alright, so we got one more countdown on Isolate here. Old Duck is still at half health. Zombie's pretty good. Sarge is pretty good, so we'll just go straight back into another topple. Now, things can be dangerous here. I can get one more auto attack in here, or I can topple it straight away. The choice is yours. If you muck up, you have to restart. So I've got plenty of stacks in on a stage already, so I'm not really particularly that greedy at this point. What are we critting now? 214, I think that was. I'm sure somebody will correct me at some point if I'm wrong. That's 220 something. 230. Now at the end of this topple, Treya is going to isolate zombie yet again. So, although zombie's at a fairly high amount of health, I am going to do a heal just in case, because like I said, I'm this far in. I've now done, I don't know how much percentage it was when I started, but we must be up to about 14 to 15% here now. This is a tier 6, by the way. Everybody says that the heroic Sith raid's not going to go this way. That's fair enough, but those of you who are struggling to get your ways through a tier 6, then here is my method of getting, well, 29,000 is my 2 top highest, and I think next up that was about 22, but I average over 15 nearly every single time. And if I don't get 15, that's because I'm lazy and I actually haven't restarted or done any of those things. Alright, this is looking to be about 20 million, I reckon, as it is. We're going to go to the topple, or we're going to go an extra hit. We're nearly at Enrage. Just going straight for the topple. Alright. See, now you can see how we have lost all our stacks of play. That is because Treya stacks tenacity. And I think it's every time a saber dies or every time she's toppled. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure that somebody will correct me on this one. But she definitely does stack tenacity. Now, to get the 20 stacks where we were, this is actually a pretty good feat, because normally she stops gaining stacks around about 10 on her cooldowns, maybe even less sometimes. So I did just raise the potency on Mother Townsend by 10% as well, so maybe that's what the difference was. It was at about 101 and now it's about 111, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I've said that a few times now, but who is? Who walks around knowing what percentage is sitting on each one of their toons at any one time? Maybe Devros. So now we're done, is that about 20% of the Sith raid? We haven't gone into Enrage yet, but that's coming up very shortly. Asajj is now critting at, did not see that one. I think that was a crit from Mother Townsend. That might have been 280. I'm going to do a heal here to get Zombie up a little bit of health. What did we... when it's a bit laggy like that, it doesn't seem to want to tell you how much it's critting for. Alright, so here we go. We are into Enrage. Alright, notice how Zombie instantly lost his stacks. He's down to 2 stacks and he's going to basically become useless from here. Now, best thing to do is topple. While we've still got the Death Storm running, we're going to get as many attacks in as we can on our basic attacks before we do anything else. So we're going to wait till Treya's back up to 95% health, to turn meter. Now, if you notice how much health Asajj has sitting there, that's very deceiving, because she's actually stacked up to 320,000 on her basic attack. So that means she's also stacked that percentage again, half of that percentage again in health. So she's probably, her basic attack started, it's about, I think we're about 300%. So 30 stacks or so on Asajj or something like that. We could probably count from the start if you rewatch the video. But that's pretty much irrelevant and that's going off the track. But that must mean her health is well over 500,000. That's if my maths is anywhere near correct. Alright, now I wanted to actually revive everybody there, not just her. Now we're going to get isolated here, and who's it going to land on? Please be Zombie. Please be Zombie. Yes! Perfect. Now that's just RNG for you. Alright, she isolated Zombie, which means everybody else is still alive. So we can actually go straight back into a Death Storm again. Now this is not going to go as well as the very last one, because I'd only have one person dead, not 2. So the turn meter on Treya is going to go up a lot faster, and basically you get about half the amount of goes. But what you really want to do before she revives herself or comes back out of topple is to heal everyone, get everyone back alive so that we have meat shields for when she comes back up and starts throwing sabers. Alright, which should bring you straight back into another Death Storm, because she won't be able to kill Asajj, she won't be able to kill old Ducker, but she will be able to one-hit Mother Townsend and Initiate. See? Just like that, and we're back into Death Storm. Yeah, but we see how we got a healing immunity on old Ducker and a healing immunity on Asajj here. Now, these are the things that are pretty much one of the biggest hindrances after you get into toggles. Not to mention the no buffs. The zombie can't taunt the isolate anymore. I know all of you that are watching this stream thinking, oh my god, I've never heard a streamer with a bogan voice before. Well, here you go. Now you have one. Get used to it. I might actually make a few more videos, depending on how good I am at this game. Which is probably not many more videos. Okay, so she's about to come out of topple again, so we're going to revive. Excellent. Just let her come out, and hopefully she'll kill off Ducker here. Bang, she'll isolate zombie, it's what we want. Oh, perfect actually. This is even better, guys. Now, there's not many times where RNG will get you in front of Treya. See how she has 100% turn meter sitting there? There's not many times that you actually get to go in front of her, and when this happens, you might actually be able to score an extra turn in. Just like this. Oh, but it's not going to work now. No, I didn't think it was going to work. Oh, revive old Ducker. Ah, damn. And this is pretty much the end of our run. RNG was our killer. But if you have a look at the percentage on the up the top there, we have done well over 30%. So I'm quite happy with that. Now we'll reconnect. We'll actually let that one go through. I forgot that I was actually in aeroplane mode there for a second. Alright, so what was our score? Loading, suspense, and what did we get? Oh, Coop just gave me a thumbs up. He thinks it's good. Come on. What happened here? Yep, that was Cooper for you. Alright everyone, there you go, 26 million. Thank you very much. I'm Darth Goku. Have a great night.